When it comes to Eastern European countries, it seems as though the men and women who live there have a knack for sports, and gymnastics in particular. But out of all of Eastern Europe's proud athletic heritage, there isn't a more famous gymnast than the one and only Nadia Comaneci from Romania. The first gymnast to be awarded a perfect 10-10 score in the Olympics, Nadia boasts 5 separate Olympic gold medals. But her rise to fame is almost as exciting as her athletic achievements. Yet, the secrets behind her iconic achievements have remained hidden until now. Let's delve into the story of this extraordinary woman as Nadia Comaneci finally confirms what we've always known, beginning in Romania. Nadia Elena Comaneci was born in the picturesque town of Onesti, nestled in the Carpathian Mountains of Romania. From a young age, she displayed boundless energy and a natural inclination towards physical activities. To channel her exuberance into constructive pursuits, Comaneci's mother enrolled her in gymnastics classes. It quickly became evident that Nadia possessed a rare talent for the sport. At the age of 6, Nadia caught the attention of Bella Corelli-Crowley, a renowned gymnastics coach who spotted her performing cartwheels with effortless grace. Recognizing her potential, Crowley personally selected Nadia to join an experimental gymnastics school he operated. Under Crowley's tutelage, Nadia began to hone her skills and develop her unique style. By the time she was 7 or 8, Nadia started competing in gymnastics championships. Despite her young age, she demonstrated remarkable composure and skill, earning respect from her peers and coaches alike. In 1969, at the tender age of 8, Nadia made her competitive debut, finishing 13th in the championship. Far from being discouraged, this experience fueled her determination to excel. 2 years later, Nadia achieved a significant milestone by clinching victory in the Romanian Nationals, making her the youngest gymnast ever to accomplish this feat. Her success was a testament to her innate talent and the rigorous training regimen prescribed by Crowley. Nadia's daily routine consisted of grueling 3-hour training sessions, during which Crowley provided personalized coaching, recognizing her as a budding star. With each passing day, Nadia's dedication and hard work paid off, propelling her towards gymnastics greatness. Under Crowley's guidance, she continued to refine her technique and expand her repertoire of skills, laying the foundation for her future achievements on the world stage. Rise to Olympic glory. Nadia Comaneci's journey to Olympic greatness commenced when she was just 11 years old. In 1973, she made waves at the Junior Friendship Tournament, an esteemed international event for young gymnasts. There, she not only clinched the coveted all-around gold, but also triumphed in the vault and uneven bars categories, establishing herself as a force to be reckoned with on the global gymnastics circuit. By 1975, at a mere 13 years old, Nadia captured the world's attention with a breathtaking performance at the European Championships in Skien, Norway. She dazzled spectators by clinching gold medals in nearly every event, except for the floor exercise, where she secured an impressive second-place finish. This marked the inception of Nadia's extraordinary ascent to prominence. Throughout the year, she continued to dominate the competition, seizing the all-around title at the Champions, all-event and sweeping the vault, beam, and bars categories at the Romania National Championships. Despite her undeniable talent, Nadia faced formidable adversaries, none more formidable than the seasoned Soviet gymnast, Nelly Kim. Nelly, with her wealth of experience and numerous Olympic and World Championship titles, posed a significant challenge to Nadia's quest for glory. However, Nadia's fearless determination propelled her forward. She tirelessly pushed her boundaries, constantly innovating and perfecting her skills. The rivalry between Nadia and Nelly captivated the gymnastics world throughout the late 1970s. Their fierce competition spurred them to greater heights as they vied for gold medals at prestigious competitions on the global stage. In March 1976, the 14-year-old Nadia embarked on a momentous journey across the Atlantic to participate in the inaugural American Cup at Madison Square Garden in New York City. This event served as Nadia's breakthrough onto the American gymnastics scene, and she rose to the occasion with aplomb. At the American Cup, Nadia had a serendipitous encounter with a young American gymnast named Bart Conner. While Bart cherished the memory of their meeting, Nadia herself wouldn't recall it until years later. Little did they know that this chance encounter would evolve into a profound friendship and eventually blossom into a lifelong love story. Merely a few months later, Nadia's name would be immortalized in the annals of Olympic history. The stage was set for the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal, Canada, and Nadia was poised to showcase her true capabilities to the world. On July 18, 1976, the world stood in awe as 14-year-old Nadia graced the uneven bars at the Montreal Olympics. Her performance was nothing short of breathtaking. As Nadia gracefully dismounted from the bars, the judges were left astounded by her flawless execution. Without hesitation, they awarded her a perfect score of 10. However, a technical glitch marred the momentous occasion. The scoreboard, ill-equipped to handle such perfection, could only display a single digit instead of the anticipated 10. The crowd initially erupted in confusion, but their bewilderment swiftly turned to exuberant cheers as they realized the magnitude of Nadia's achievement. She had etched her name in history as the first gymnast ever to achieve a perfect 10 at the Olympic Games. News of Nadia's unprecedented feat spread like wildfire, transcending the realm of sports. It wasn't merely about a score. It symbolized a paradigm shift in the realm of gymnastics. Overnight, Nadia became a global sensation, her name forever intertwined with the Montreal Olympics and the iconic image of her defying gravity with grace. The remainder of the competition was a whirlwind of brilliance for Nadia. She continued her stellar performance, clinching 3 gold medals, a silver medal, and a bronze medal, solidifying her status as one of the greatest gymnasts of all time. A song for Nadia. Comaneci's extraordinary and unprecedented performance captivated audiences worldwide, catapulting her to stardom on a global scale. Television networks repeatedly aired clips of her historic routine, ensuring that her unparalleled achievement reached every corner of the globe. ABC's Wide World of Sports, in particular, showcased the most pivotal moments of her performance in mesmerizing slow motion, accompanied by the evocative theme song Cotton's Dream, originally from the film Bless the Beasts and Children. Such was the impact of her performance that the composers of the accompanying music, Barry Dvorak and Perry Botkin Jr., felt compelled to rename it in her honor. Nadia's performance at the Montreal Olympics transcended mere athletic achievement. It reshaped the landscape of gymnastics. At just 14 years old, she not only clinched the coveted all-around title, but also shattered records, becoming the first Romanian gymnast to do so. Her age at the time, a mere 14, set a precedent that still stands today, albeit amidst stricter age eligibility requirements in modern times. While contemporary regulations now demand gymnasts to be at least 16 in the Olympic year, Nadia's legacy remains untouchable. Yet Nadia's impact extended beyond the confines of record books. Her flawless performances, characterized by perfect 10s and graceful routines, captured the collective imagination of audiences worldwide. Overnight, Comaneci became the darling of the world, capturing hearts with her grace and skill. She became an idol for countless aspiring young gymnasts who sought to emulate her remarkable achievements. In recognition of her unparalleled success, the BBC bestowed upon her the titles of Overseas Sports Personality and Female Athlete of the Year. She also graced the cover of Time magazine with the headline, "She's Perfect as a Champion." Despite her global acclaim, however, Comaneci faced personal challenges back home that threatened to overshadow her success. Returning home, changes. Amidst the global acclaim and adoration showered upon Comaneci for her gymnastic prowess, her personal life was undergoing a tumultuous upheaval. While she basked in the spotlight of her athletic achievements, her parents' marriage was crumbling beneath the surface. The eventual divorce of her parents had a profound impact on the young gymnast, plunging her into a whirlpool of emotional turmoil. Comaneci found herself grappling with overwhelming mental anguish as she struggled to cope with the weight of her newfound fame. The relentless pressure to continuously outshine her past performances compounded her inner struggles, pushing her to the brink of despair. As if navigating the treacherous terrain of fame wasn't challenging enough, changes in her training regimen further exacerbated her distress. The Romanian Gymnastics Federation's decision to alter her coaching staff and relocate her training base to Bucharest only added to Comaneci's mounting discontent. Disheartened by these changes and burdened by the sorrow of her parents' dissolution, she found herself plummeting to the lowest point of her young life. In a desperate attempt to escape the suffocating grip of her despair, Comaneci made a harrowing decision. She attempted to take her own life. Thankfully, her suicide attempt was unsuccessful, and she was granted a second chance at life. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, the Romanian authorities intervened, allowing Comaneci to resume training under the guidance of her former coach, Cariolia. The return to familiar surroundings and routines offered a semblance of normalcy, providing a lifeline that helped stabilize Comaneci's fragile mental state. Growing up. As Nadia Comaneci transitioned from the glory of the 1976 Olympics to the next phase of her gymnastics career, she faced the inevitable changes that come with growing up. In the interim period leading up to the next Olympiad, Comaneci experienced the physical transformations of puberty, which significantly impacted her performance on the gymnastics stage. 2 years after her historic triumph in Montreal, Comaneci competed at the Strasbourg World Championships in 1978. However, observers couldn't help but notice the changes in her physique. Standing 7 inches taller and weighing 21 pounds more than she did at the Olympics, Comaneci's once petite frame had undergone a noticeable transformation. Despite these changes, she continued to showcase her exceptional talent, securing gold on the beam and silver on the vault, albeit finishing 4th in the uneven bars competition. In 1979, Comaneci achieved yet another milestone by clinching the European All-Around Championship for the 3rd consecutive time, solidifying her status as a gymnastics legend. She also led the charge at the World Championships that year, demonstrating her unwavering determination and skill on the global stage. However, adversity struck during the team competition when a mishap with her grip buckle resulted in a cut on her wrist, leading to a severe case of blood poisoning. Hospitalized and advised by doctors to rest, Comaneci defied medical orders to contribute to her team's success. Despite the risks, she competed on the beam and delivered a stunning performance, earning a remarkable score of 9.95. Her heroic efforts not only secured Romania's first gold medal in team competition, but also underscored her resilience and commitment to the sport. Comaneci's journey continued at the 1980 Moscow Olympics, a turbulent event marred by political tensions as the United States opted to boycott the Games in protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Despite the controversy surrounding the event, Comaneci emerged victorious, claiming gold medals for the floor exercise and balance beam, along with 2 silver medals. However, the joy of her victories was overshadowed by controversy, as her coach, Caroli, protested the scoring, alleging unfair treatment. The protests, captured live on television, drew the ire of the Romanian government, leading to increased scrutiny and surveillance of Caroli's activities. Henceforth, Coralie lived under the watchful eye of the authorities, facing numerous challenges in his personal and professional life. Nadia, 81. In an effort to foster international goodwill and showcase their top athletes, the Romanian Gymnastics Federation embarked on a groundbreaking tour to the United States known as Nadia, 81. This tour featured none other than the Karolis, including the renowned coach Bela Karolyi. It was during this tour that Nadia Comaneci had a fateful encounter with Bart Conner for the third time, further intertwining their destinies. Amidst the tour, Karolyi covertly hinted to Comaneci about his plans to defect, along with his wife and the team choreographer, Gaia Posar. He subtly inquired whether Comaneci harbored similar intentions of leaving Romania permanently. However, Comaneci, driven by her desire to return home, declined the offer. Little did she know that this refusal would draw unwanted attention from Romanian authorities. The defection of the Romanian coaches sparked heightened scrutiny of Comaneci by the authorities. Even upon her return home, she found herself under suspicion, with authorities fearing she might follow suit and defect. Consequently, her movements were closely monitored, and her freedom to travel abroad was severely restricted. Although permitted to attend the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles, it was only in an observational capacity. There, she witnessed the triumph of Karolyi's American protégé, Mary Lou Retton, dominating the gymnastics arena. However, the watchful eyes of surveillance prevented her from engaging with Karolyi, her former coach. That same year marked the official retirement of Comaneci from competitive gymnastics. The retirement ceremony, held in Bucharest, was attended by dignitaries, including the chairman of the International Olympic Committee. While Comaneci anticipated the transition into retirement, she did not anticipate the challenges that followed. Unable to travel freely and facing limitations on her earning potential, Comaneci found herself disillusioned with the Romanian government's treatment. No longer perceived as an asset, she felt neglected and unfulfilled. It was during this period of frustration and disillusionment that thoughts of defecting to the United States began to surface, offering the prospect of a new life beyond the confines of Romania. Dark Secrets. Despite the worldwide adoration and admiration for Nadia Comaneci's gymnastic prowess, much of her life in communist Romania remained shrouded in mystery. The intricacies of her experiences within the elite gymnastics world and her daring escape to the West were largely unknown to the public. Now, a groundbreaking book titled Nadia and the Securitate, penned by historian Stegerel Olaru, seeks to shed light on some of the dark secrets and pervasive surveillance tactics employed by communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu's regime to monitor Comaneci. As a symbol of propaganda, gold for Ceausescu and his struggling nation, Comaneci's every move was meticulously scrutinized by the regime. Drawing primarily from declassified files of the notorious communist secret police, the book delves into Comaneci's daring escape in late November 1989, painting a vivid picture of the risks and challenges she faced. Guided by local shepherd Geita Talpos on a treacherous 6-hour journey under the cover of darkness and a full moon, Comaneci and a small group evaded Romanian border guards to cross into Hungary. Talpos, initially unaware of Comaneci's identity, reflects on his surprise and apprehension upon learning of her involvement in the escape. "I drank 2 mugs of wine so that if they caught me, at least I had the excuse that I was drunk," he recalls, highlighting the gravity of the situation. The planning of Comaneci's escape began weeks prior, following a chance encounter with Romanian émigré Constantin Panait at a party in Bucharest. Panait, described as having exploited Comaneci's vulnerability, offered her the promise of a brighter future, akin to a window suddenly opening and a fresh breeze entering. However, allegations surfaced years later, suggesting that Panayet may have taken advantage of Comaneci's trust and held her captive, even siphoning money from her after her immigration to the United States. Declassified files. As the group reached Hungary, officials there contemplated sending some members back to Romania. However, Comaneci adamantly insisted that all members of the group receive equal treatment, displaying her unwavering solidarity. The surveillance on Nadia by the Securitate, Romania's secret police, commenced when she was just 13 years old, shortly after her remarkable performance at the 1975 European Gymnastics Championships in Skien, Norway. This covert monitoring persisted until her eventual flight from Romania. Historian Stejarel Olaru, the author of Nadia and the Securitate, described the extensive network of surveillance involving numerous individuals spying on both gymnasts and coaches. Olaru emphasized the complexity of this surveillance network, which he meticulously documented in his research. Olaru's exploration into thousands of pages of Securitate files uncovered insights into the often harsh training regimes imposed by controversial coaches like Bela Karolyi and his wife, Marta. The Karolyis, who defected to the United States in 1981, later achieved considerable success coaching the U.S. national gymnastics team and overseeing a prominent gymnastics school. Securitate agents were tasked with trailing gymnasts, tapping phones, and intercepting correspondence, all aimed at closely monitoring Nadia and her coaches, as revealed in the book. George Gorgoy, Nadia's coach from 1978 until the 1980 Summer Olympic Games in Moscow, affirmed that he was aware of some of the surveillance activities described in the book. Gorgoy acknowledged the presence of agents within the gymnastics team, including individuals like the team doctor and choreographer Geza Podzar. The book further exposes the grim realities faced by gymnasts under this surveillance. Reports detail instances of beatings, verbal abuse, and deliberate food deprivation to maintain unnaturally slim physiques. Shockingly, even essential medical treatment and access to water were sometimes withheld. Sadistic coach. The revelations about Bela Karolyi's coaching methods shed light on the harsh realities endured by Nadia Comaneci and her fellow gymnasts under his tutelage. Choreographer Geza Podzar, known as Agent Nelu within the Securitate, described Karolyi as indifferent to human suffering and even sadistic in his approach. He recounted instances where Karolyi would place steak in front of starving gymnasts, despite their restricted diets. George Gorgoy, who worked closely with Karolyi, acknowledged his energetic and uncompromising coaching style. While recognizing Karolyi's coaching prowess, Gorgoy highlighted his lack of empathy and extreme methods of preparing the gymnasts for competition. He explained that the stringent measures, including strict control over the gymnasts' weight, were deemed necessary to excel in the sport. Gorgoy refrained from further criticism of Karolyi, citing his current health condition. Instead, he shared a story illustrating Karolyi's belief in the body's resilience. Gorgoy recounted an incident where a gymnast had injured her hand severely during training, but Karolyi disregarded medical advice and instructed her to continue practicing, demonstrating his relentless dedication to training. Bela Karolyi's demeanor extended beyond the gym, as noted by historian Stejarel Olaru. While brutal in training sessions, Karolyi was described as jovial and engaging outside of the gym environment. However, Marta Karolyi, his wife and fellow coach, maintained a stern demeanor both inside and outside the gym, according to accounts from Gorgoy and Olaru. Securitate officer Ioan Popescu's report from 1977 revealed instances of physical and verbal abuse directed at Nadia Comaneci and other gymnasts by Karolyi. Popescu also disclosed efforts by some officers to provide food to the hungry gymnasts, indicating the severity of their dietary restrictions. Karolyi's derogatory nicknames for Comaneci, such as Champion Cow, further underscore the toxic atmosphere within the gymnastics program. These revelations paint a disturbing picture of the challenges faced by Nadia Comaneci and her peers under the strict and often abusive coaching regime of Bela Karolyi. Air is fattening. The oppressive environment within the Romanian gymnastics program under Bela Karolyi's coaching extended beyond physical and verbal abuse to include severe dietary restrictions and surveillance tactics. Karolyi's mocking remarks about weight and dieting tactics aim to control the gymnasts' food intake and maintain their slim physique for competition. Nadia Comaneci recalled Karolyi warning her about eating air during a tour of Mexico, facetiously cautioning that even air could be fattening. Unsurprisingly, such extreme measures took a toll on the gymnasts' mental and physical well-being. The book reveals that some gymnasts developed eating disorders as a result of the pressure to maintain an unrealistic body image. The pervasive hunger led to desperate measures, with gymnasts resorting to eating toothpaste to alleviate their hunger pangs. The level of control exerted by the coaching staff extended to monitoring the gymnasts' bathroom habits. They were watched closely to prevent them from drinking water from the toilet, a testament to the extreme measures taken to regulate their fluid intake. Former gymnast Rodica Dunca recounted the strict surveillance in interviews, describing how they were prevented from tilting their faces upwards to drink water even during showers. The physical and psychological abuse suffered by the gymnasts was compounded by the presence of informants within the training camp. Communist Party officials and agents from the Securitate, Romania's secret police, monitored the interactions between coaches and gymnasts, reporting back to the regime about any incidents of dissent or unrest. In some cases, intervention from Communist Party officials, including Nicolae Ceausescu himself, was necessary to quell tensions within the gymnastics program. The first defection. On March 30, 1981, the Karolyis, accompanied by Pozar, made a decisive move by defecting to the United States while staying at their hotel in New York City. Ironically, it was the same day President Ronald Reagan was shot outside a hotel, overshadowing their defection, which went largely unnoticed at the time. Bela Karolyi's coaching career in the United States flourished after their defection. He coached Mary Lou Retton to an all-around gold medal in the 1984 Olympics and later served as the head coach of the U.S. national team in the 1992 Olympics. Meanwhile, Marta Karolyi played a pivotal role as the head coach of the gold medal winning team in Atlanta in 1996. However, their tenure in the United States was not without controversy. Allegations of abusive treatment of female gymnasts emerged, particularly at the Karolyi Ranch in Texas. This facility became notorious as the site where convicted pedophile sports doctor Larry Nassar carried out his sexual attacks against numerous girls and young women. While the Karolyis deny any knowledge of Nassar's abuse, some athletes have accused them of turning a blind eye to the misconduct. Despite their privileged status in communist Romania, where daily hardships were commonplace, the Karolyis may have found the constant surveillance oppressive. Additionally, they might have harbored concerns about falling out of political favor or losing their standing in the gymnastics world, particularly as they struggled to find gymnasts of Nadia Comaneci's caliber. According to Gorgoi, time was running out for the Karolyis, and their coaching legacy faced uncertainty without gymnasts of Comaneci's exceptional talent, political gold. Comaneci was not only a sporting icon but also a political asset for Ceausescu, which meant she was closely monitored by the authorities. In 1984, when the American broadcaster ABC traveled to Romania to cover Comaneci's retirement from gymnastics, the Securitate kept a close watch on sportscaster Chris Henkel and world champion gymnast Kurt Thomas as they prepared their report. There were suspicions that Thomas had attempted to persuade Comaneci to defect in 1981 and was plotting to abduct her from Bucharest, according to the book. Despite the surveillance, Comaneci continued to participate in exhibitions in Romania and demonstration tours abroad, which brought in millions of dollars for the country. However, the funds never trickled down to the gymnasts or coaches, highlighting the exploitation of Khomeini's fame for political gain. Olaru observed a pattern where Ceausescu capitalized on Khomeini's international reputation, leveraging her success for personal and political purposes. While Khomeini was aware of the surveillance, she may not have fully comprehended its extent given its complexity. Olaru suggests that there might have been a more personal motive behind the intense spying. The authorities gathered extensive information about every aspect of Khomeini's life, from her private affairs to her relationships with family, coaches, colleagues, and even government officials, leaving virtually no aspect of her life untouched. The president's son. He stated that there was no mention of her relationship with Nicu Ceausescu, the youngest son of the Ceausescus, in the files of the Securitate. The authorities were prohibited from including the names of family members of the Ceausescu regime in their records, Olaru explained. According to Olaru, there are statements from witnesses regarding an alleged relationship between Khomeini and Nicu Ceausescu. However, Khomeini has consistently maintained that their relationship was strictly professional. I chose not to delve into Nadia Khomeini's personal life in my book, as my role as a historian does not involve such matters. I simply noted the existence of a relationship with Nicu Ceausescu because it appeared relevant from a political standpoint, Olaru clarified. He believes that the rumored relationship sheds light on the intense surveillance Khomeini was subjected to after retiring from gymnastics in 1984. Suspicious Hungarians. President Ceausescu harbored suspicions towards the Karolyis, a sentiment shared with Posar, the choreographer and informant for the Securitate who, like the couple, hailed from Romania's ethnic Hungarian community. Posar, who enjoyed close proximity to the Karolyis and the gymnasts, emerges as a key informant on matters concerning Khomeini and the Karolyis. Geza Posar plays a central role, and although I sought his perspective, he declined to provide it. It's unfortunate, as his insights would have been invaluable, remarked Olaru. Despite declining an interview with RFE-RL, citing an upcoming book project, Posar's reticence didn't overshadow the significance of Olaru's work. Gorgoy noted that the book accurately portrays the events and social dynamics of Romanian gymnastics. Olaru acknowledged Khomeini's support during his research process, mentioning that she provided some contextual information. She expressed that she considers the matter closed, having already addressed it in her own book and interviews over the years. Olaru stated, he maintained communication with Khomeini, updating her on his discoveries and receiving guidance to interpret the Securitate archives. Khomeini did not respond to RFE-RL's interview request. Escape from Romania. The news of Nadia, Khomeini's escape on the night of November 27, 1989, reverberated globally, akin to the impact of her Perfect 10 performance, yet it remained conspicuously absent from Romanian media coverage. The Romanian press was prohibited from reporting her escape due to its negative portrayal of the regime, explained Olaru. However, it made headlines in every other country, he added. Olaru expressed gratitude for the wealth of information available in the Securitate archives, which detailed the media coverage surrounding Khomeini's escape. While there was a flurry of hype and misinformation surrounding her defection, a few media outlets, including the Romanian service of Radio Free Europe in Munich, provided balanced coverage of the event, he noted. Following her defection, the Securitate intensified surveillance efforts, bugging Khomeini's mother's apartment and monitoring her phone conversations. The aim was to identify any accomplices and ascertain whether she maintained contact with her family. Nadia's mother, Stefania Khomeini, listened to Radio Free Europe daily, meticulously recording the news bulletins about her daughter, Olaru revealed. She would then replay them repeatedly every night. Regarding the escape itself, Olaru clarified that it was meticulously planned 2 weeks prior while Komanishi was in Bucharest. He dispelled rumors suggesting CIA involvement or support from certain factions within the Securitate, labeling them as unsubstantiated conspiracy theories. The aftermath. Komanishi currently resides in Oklahoma with her husband Bart Connor, a gold medal-winning gymnast from the 1984 Summer Olympics, and their son, Dylan. While Komanishi hasn't publicly addressed the beatings in her book, Letters to a Young Gymnast, she did acknowledge the physical abuse in an unpublished interview for the book, which took place when the room was bugged, according to 2 Romanian journalists. It seems that Komanishi has reconciled with the Karolyis, who lead a tranquil life on a ranch in Texas. There appears to have been a reconciliation, and any resentment between Komanishi and the Karolyis seems to have dissipated, noted Olaru. He emphasized Komanishi's concern for her image, which is pristine in Romania. "There's no athlete in Romania with a better image," he remarked. Olaru highlighted Komanishi's profound influence on subsequent generations of gymnasts, who not only admired her but also aspired to replicate her remarkable achievements. She inspired entire generations of gymnasts who came after her and sought purpose in life, he said. It wasn't just about emulating Nadia. They aimed to accomplish the seemingly impossible feats she achieved. Gorgoy, who relocated to Israel and then to the United States in the late 1980s, summed up Komanishi's legacy in the world of sports. In sport, every now and then a genius emerges. She is the genius of world gymnastics.